Welcome to EduRev.
Hello children, welcome to EduRev classes. Let me introduce myself. I'm Sarvani Nandipati, a graduate from NIT Calicut who has 3 years of teaching experience for both board and competitive exams. In this class, we'll be continuing the topic relations and functions. The topics covered are binary operations and few NCERT problems on binary operations. Let's start. Binary operations. Let's try to understand what is the definition of it. A binary operation star on a set A is a function star from Cartesian product on A to A. So what they are trying to tell us is the binary operation star is nothing but it's also a function, but where the domain will be the Cartesian product on A and the codomain will be simply A. And we denote star of A comma B. See, if it is a Cartesian product, all the elements will be nothing but ordered pairs. That's why they are writing we denote star of A comma B by A star B. The star of A comma B, where star represents an operation, and this changes from problem to problem. In some problems it can be addition, some problems it can be division, and some problems it can be power or anything. They'll be clearly mentioning what is the star refers to in each problem. And one more thing you have to remember, if the range of Cartesian product on A under the star operation on set A, if it does not belongs to A, then star is not a binary operation. So one thing that you have to remember clearly is if someone asks whether the given operation is binary operation or not under the given star or the operation, you perform on ordered pair of Cartesian set A, and whatever you are getting outcome, if it is not in the codomain, that is A, then you will say it is not a binary function. So remember that range should always be set A, then only you will tell it is a binary operation. Let's try to understand that with an example. Show that subtraction and division are not binary operations on n, where n represents natural numbers. So let's go to the solution. So what they are telling, what they are asking us to prove subtraction and division are not binary operations on natural numbers. So how do I represent? Now the binary, first I'm doing for the subtraction. So my binary operation is changed to minus. And what is my set A? That is n. So minus n on the Cartesian product of natural numbers to natural numbers can be represented as minus of ordered pair A comma B, which is nothing but A minus B. This is not minus of A comma B, okay? It's not minus A minus B. Here I am performing minus on the ordered pair A comma B. That is what this represents. Don't get confused with the regular terms with the binary operation terms. I am assuming A is equal to 3 and B is equal to 5. And we know both of them are natural numbers. So what will be 3 star 5 here? That is the operation. It's simply 3 minus 5. What will be that value? Minus 2. Will minus 2 belongs to natural numbers? No. So when I'm doing an operation on the ordered pair of natural numbers, my output or my range is coming something which is not belonging to my codomain. So I can clearly say that it is not a binary operation on set n. If the same question, if they have told it is integers, yeah, that will be a binary operation. So when you are checking for a binary operation, you have to always check properly on which set you are performing it. Let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next part. Division from Cartesian product on natural numbers to n is given by simply division of ordered pair A comma B, which is nothing but A divided by B. Here also it represents division is performed on the ordered pair A comma B. I am again assuming A is equal to 3 and B is equal to 5. So what will be A star B? 3 star 5. But what is star represents here? Division. So 3 divided by 5. What will be that value? 3 by 5 or 0.6. and this number does not belongs to natural numbers. So outcome what you are getting is not belong to the set that you have taken. So this is also not a binary operation. Again, if they have asked whether the given function is a binary operation or real numbers, yeah, it will be. I hope it is clear. I'm moving on to the next slide. Okay, before that we'll understand a small concept. An operation star on X is commutative if A star B is equal to B star A for all A, B in X. If A, B belongs to X and if A star B is equal to B star A, then you will tell it as commutative. And an operation star on X is associative if A star B star C is equal to A star B star C for all A, B, C in X. The same properties, right? But instead of addition, subtraction and all what you have seen before, it will be having only star as the difference. Let's try to understand it with an example. For each binary operation, star defined below determine whether star is commutative or associative. Fourth question from NCERT on positive integers define A star B is equal to 2 to the power AB. They are telling A star B is equal to 2 to the power AB. I am taking on Z plus, this is the question they have given, A star B is equal to 2 to the power AB. First, I'll check for commutative. I'll assume AB belongs to Z and A star B is equal to 2 to the power AB. So, what will be B star A? B star A means replace A with B and replace A with B and B with A. So, B star A will be simply 2 to the power BA. What do we know? AB is equal to BA because multiplication is commutative for all integers. So, can I write 2 to the power AB is equal to 2 to the power BA? Yes. That means A star B can be written as B star A for all AB belongs to positive integers. Then I can say operation star is commutative here. And now I'll check for associative. So I am taking a counter example because I know it is not holding true. Let me check. I am taking A, B and C as 1, 2 and 3. So what will happen? 1 star 2 star 3. First, what is 1 star 2? A star B is 2 to the power AB. So 1 star 2 will be simply 2 to the power 1 into 2. Star 3. So whatever is the outcome you get here, that element you have to again perform operation with 3. So 2 to the power 1 into 2 is 2 to the power 2, that is 4. So now you got the next element as 4 star 3. 4 star 3, don't write it as 12, okay? What is 4 star 3? It is 2 to the power 4 into 3. What is 2 to the power 4 into 3? That is 2 to the power 12. Now check the other part, that is RHS part. A star of B star C. That means first you have to perform B star C. So 1 star of 2 star 3. What is 2 star 3? Simply 2 to the power 2 into 3. So I am replacing this term with 2 to the power 2 into 3. So what will this whole term will be? 1 star 2 to the power 6 because 2 into 3 is 6. So 1 star 2 to the power 6. What is 2 to the power 6 value? 64. So what is 1 star 64? Again the same operation, 2 to the power 1 into 64. That is 2 to the power 64. Your LHS is giving final output as 2 to the power 12 and your RHS is giving the final output as 2 power 64. Both are not equal. So associative is not holding true for this condition on this operation. So one more thing that you have to remember is when you are telling that it is commutative or associative, you have to write the proof. But when you are telling it is not commutative or not associative, one example which proves that it is not is enough. I hope it is clear. I'm moving on to the next question. Before that, we'll understand one more small concept. An element E belongs to X is the identity element for binary operation star from Cartesian product X to X if A star E equal to A equal to E star A for all A belongs to X. So they are assuming that there is an element E which belongs to the given set. If you know the operation and if you perform that operation, if you take any element, A can be any element, okay? It should satisfy the given condition. A star E should be equal to E star A should be equal to A. Then it is called as identity element. If the operation is multiplication, what is the identity element? If you take any number and if you multiply with something, again you are getting the same number. That means you should only multiply with 1. So for multiplication, identity element is 1. If someone asks what is the identity element for addition, you are taking some number, you are taking a number, you are adding something, and final output is also the same number. That means what you are adding? You are adding nothing. So 0. So 0 is the identity element for addition. It's like that. And it should perform this also, like A star E is equal to A equal to E star A. Both of them should be holding true, not only one. And there is another condition, an element A belongs to X is invertible for binary operation star from Cartesian product on X to X if there exists B belongs to X such that A star B is equal to E is equal to B star A, where E is the identity for the binary operation star. So now you know that for the given operation identity element exists. In that case, if you take two elements A comma B which belongs to the given set and satisfy this condition, A star B is equal to E is equal to B star A, then B is called the inverse of A. Let me teach you with an example. Let us take for addition. So what is the additive element we got? Additive identity we got, that is E. So A, if I'm taking an element, A plus B is equal to 0 is equal to B plus A. So which element I have to add so that you'll get 0? You have to add minus A. So additive inverse of A is minus A. Similarly, take another example, multiplication. What will be that? I know multiplicative identity is 1. So A into B equals to 1 equals to B into A. So AB is equal to 1 we are getting. So what will be B? B will be simply 1 by A. So 1 by A is called multiplicative inverse. So I hope you understood what is identity element and what is inverse element. We'll do few more problems to understand much more better. And one more thing you have to note down is if A star B is equal to E is equal to B star A, B is nothing but the inverse of A and it is denoted by A inverse. I'm moving on to the next slide. From the miscellaneous exercise, the 13th question, given a non-empty set X, let star is such that Cartesian product of the power set of X to power set of X be defined as A star B is equal to A minus B union B minus A for all AB belongs to power set of X. Show that the empty set phi is the identity for the operation star and all the elements of A of power set of X are invertible with A inverse is equal to A. So before that you have to know so many other terms. What is a power set of X? If X is a set, all the subsets, if you write, that is nothing but the power set. But all the subsets of X will become the elements of the power set X. And it is denoted by P of X or power set of X. So now what they are doing is they are doing an operation on the Cartesian product of the power sets of X. So the output will also be power set of X. But what is the operation? A star B is nothing but A minus B union B minus A. If you take a power set as your original set, all the elements will nothing but the subsets of X, right? So they are considering A, B are nothing but the elements of the power set of X. Now what they are asking, in that case they are asking us to prove identity element for this operation as null set and invertible element for A is nothing but itself. So we'll try to do the problem. So this is the condition they have given. The Cartesian star is nothing but Cartesian product of power set of x to power set of x defined by A star B is equal to A minus B union B minus A, where A, B represents the sets or the subsets of x, which so A comma B will be elements belonging to power set of x. So first we are trying to find the identity. So what is the condition for identity? If you take any operation star, A star E should be equal to E star A should be equal to A, and E should belong to the given set. I am doing the operation A star phi or the null set because they were anyways asking us to prove this as the identity element. If it is supposed to be the identity element, it should satisfy this condition. So I am taking E as null set, A as a set which belongs to the power set P of x. So what will be that? A star phi is nothing but I am simply replacing B with phi or the null set. A minus phi union phi minus A. So what is A minus phi? From A, if you are removing nothing, so the value will be simply A. And phi minus A will be simply phi because phi represents the null set. From null set you can't remove anything also, right? So A union phi. What is A union phi? That will be simply A. Only if you check this condition it is not enough. You have to check for E star A also. That means phi star A. What will be that? Phi minus, in this case I am replacing A with phi and B with A. So what will be that? Phi minus A union A minus phi. What is phi minus A? That will be simply phi. What is A minus phi? That will be simply A. So what is union of phi and A? That is A. So you are able to prove A star phi is equal to phi star A is equal to A in both the cases. That means for all A belongs to power set of x, or for all the sets of A, all the sets of x, subsets of x, you are able to prove that phi is the identity element for the given operation. Now we'll check for the inverse. So B is the inverse of A. If I am assuming, what is the condition? A star B equal to E should be equal to B star A. Now I know E is nothing but null set. So I have to find what is my B. They are actually telling that the inverse of A is A only. So I'll assume B as A only. I hope you got it. See, A star B is equal to E is equal to B star A. That should be the condition. And from the previous part, I know E is nothing but the null set. So, and A comma B, the ordered pairs are nothing but the sets A and B. So, A star B is equal to null set is equal to B star A. But in the given problem, they are asking us to prove A is the inverse of itself. That means they are telling B is equal to A. I'll substitute B is equal to A and check whether it satisfies this condition or not. So A star B, I'm putting B is equal to A here. That means it will become A star A. What is A star A? I have to put instead of B A here. That is A minus A union A minus A. What is A minus A? From set A you are removing set A. So what is left out? Only null set. So that is null set union null set. What will be that? Simply null set. Now we'll check for B star A. Again I'm assuming B is equal to A. Then what will be that? A star A. What will be A star A? I'll be replacing B with A in this equation. That is A minus A union A minus A. A minus A is a null set. So null set union null set will be simply null set. So we were able to prove A star B is equal to null set and B star A also equal to null set. So what can I conclude? A star A is equal to null set is equal to A star A for all sets, for all A belongs to the power sets of X. So what can I say? Hence all the elements A of power set of X are invertible only when their inverse becomes A only. That's it. I hope it is clear. Just remember, if they ask about commutative, it should be A star B should be equal to B star A. If they talk about associative, A star B you will be performing first, and star C should be equal to A star, you will be performing B star C first. These both should be matching. When they talk about identity element, what should be the condition? A star E should be equal to E star A should be equal to A. And when they talk about inverse, then it should be A star B should be equal to B star A, and that should be equal to E. That means where E represents the identity element on the given operation and B represents the inverse of the A. And when they give star, don't consider that as multiplication. Star is something which changes from problem to problem. Number of binary operations on the set A, B are 10, 16, 28. There are 2 elements in the set and they're asking how many binary operations that can be performed. Remember, binary operation is nothing but a function where the domain is the Cartesian product of the set and codomain is the set itself. So they have written the same thing. A binary operation star on the set A, B is nothing but star from the Cartesian product of set A, B to A, B. What is the Cartesian product that can be formed for this? Order pair AA, AB, BA and BB. So what does the operation becomes? It has 4 elements here and 2 elements here. And I told you binary operation is nothing but a function. So what will be the number of functions that can be formed when you know the number of elements in the first set is n of A and the number of elements in second set is n of B? Simply n of B to the power n of A. Here the number of elements in the second set is 2 and the number of elements in the first set are 4. So the number of binary operations is nothing but the number of functions, that is 2 to the power 4. Number of elements in the codomain to the number of elements in the domain. So 2 to the power 4 is 16. So the answer should be B. In case if this thing comes like very confusing or very long process, I will give you the formula. It is nothing but if the number of elements in set A is n, so the number of binary operations will be n to the power n square. So here how many elements are there in set? 2. So based on the formula, I'll take n is equal to 2. So what will be the value? 2 to the power 2 square. So 2 to the power 4. So the value is 16. So answer is B. I hope it is clear. You can follow any of the method which you find easier. I'm moving on to the next slide. I'll be ending today's video session here. In case if you want to look at the summary, you can check the notes section. And there were almost 10,000 practice tests for you. So you can give a try. All these tests were prepared by subject experts at EduRev Infinity platform. And in case if you haven't taken the subscription, do it today. Thanks for staying tuned. All the best.